happy Monday. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration, what's hot, and what's going on in U.S. immigration. So, I like to dive right in. So, the first thing I want to talk about, and I know y'all are really, really tired of hearing me talk about the H-1B cap for this year, but the H-1B cap, more on that. So the registration is currently over. That ended last week, March 18th. So now we are in a holding pattern, and we are waiting until March 31st, where and that is when the Immigration Service will notify us which one of our registrations were chosen for the lottery. They will let us know within our My USCIS accounts. So do not forget, on March 31st, you will need to go in and check your My USCIS account. If the status has changed to selected, that means that you have been selected in the H-1B lottery, and then you can go ahead and make a full filing, a full application with the Immigration Service. There will be a deadline as to when that filing needs to be submitted. And once they let us know that, I, of course, will let you know on Monday morning. Or I will just announce that on my LinkedIn news feed for those of you who follow me on LinkedIn. So for a little bit, you get a break from me talking about the H-1B lottery. Next up, I want to talk about TPS for Afghanistan. So we saw what happened. The U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan. People were trying to board flights and come to the U.S. or just leave the country. And so the U.S. government, through Homeland Security, has now designated temporary protected status, or TPS, for individuals who are from Afghanistan who are currently in the United States. That means that they will be eligible to apply for work authorization and remain in the United States for a temporary amount of time. Right now, we know that that temporary amount of time is 18 months. The Immigration Service has not yet published instructions and dates for us. So while we know that TPS has been approved, we don't know when, what that 18-month time frame is and when individuals can start applying for their work authorization as part of TPS status. So as soon as I know that, I will, of course, let you know that as well. That is great news for individuals that are here, that are from Afghanistan, as well as the employers who want to employ them. As soon as they get their work authorization, they can be employed just like anybody else. So the next thing I want to talk about a little bit are the processing times. That is a question I get all day, every day. And I truly wish I could tell you all that processing times are, running along smoothly and that, everyone's getting things back within just a couple of weeks. Well, I think we all know that that is not the case. Processing times are very, very slow at the moment. I think they will continue to be slow. The Immigration Service is a massively large organization. They've got offices all over the country, and they were hit by COVID just as much as we were. So they are still trying to dig out of that backlog that was created due to COVID. And frankly, there was a backlog before COVID. So I wish I could tell you all that processing times, excuse me, are, back to maybe quote unquote normal, but they simply are not. For some of the work authorized visa categories, we do have what's called premium processing. So for some of my clients that have never filed for someone to come work in their company before, they're unaware of this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that this morning. Premium processing is an expedited way to get some, not all, employment-based visa categories processed. Premium processing allows for processing within 15 calendar days. It does not guarantee an approval in 15 calendar days. It guarantees that we will hear something. So typically what we will hear is either an approval, which would be great, a request for further evidence, or a notice of intent to deny. So usually what we are seeing is that they are within those 15 days. There are some cases that go right up to the, to the 15th day. Um, and that's okay. Frankly, when we're talking about applications that may take 6 to 8 months, to process normally, 15 days is pretty good. There is an extra filing fee of $2,400 that goes straight to the government. That is a government filing fee when you opt for a premium processing. So premium processing is eligible for, and I'm not going to give you all of them, just sort of, but you can use it for your H-1Bs. You can use premium processing for your Ls. You can also use premium processing for your O-1s, which are your extraordinary ability applications. So those are just three of the possible applications that we file in my practice using premium processing for our employers so that they can get their candidates on board quicker. It also helps them when they are transferring an employee from one of their overseas offices into one of their U.S. offices. That is a mechanism that we use often in order to help our employers have continuity within their workforce. So as soon as processing times start to get a little bit better, I will certainly let you all know about that. But I did want to let you know that for some work authorized visa categories, there is premium processing, which again is 15 calendar days. So we will keep you apprised of that. The last thing I want to talk to y'all about today are spouses of ease. Maybe not the last thing. I think I have one more thing after this. But spouses of E's and L's, they have work authorization. They have work authorization that is what we call incident to status. So that means when they come into the country and you all are in a dependent status of an E or an L, that means that you automatically have work authorization. So that is only for the spouses. If children are also on E or L dependent status, the children do not have work authorization. So that's a very important distinction to make. It is just for spouses. And so the Immigration Service is working to get those I-94s annotated properly so that it is clear from the I-94 that you are a spouse of an E or L visa holder and that you too, when you enter the US, will have automatic work authorization. That means that your work authorization is not tied to a specific employer like your spouse is. So you are essentially on the free market when it comes to looking for and applying for employment. So that's really important to know. So truly the last thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about this morning are I-9s. So we've had a nice update, or an update, I should say. So starting May 1 of this year, employers can no longer accept expired List B documents for the I-9. So what that means is the List B documents are identity documents. When you're filling out the I-9, we all know that you can have your employee fill out, present documents that satisfy either one document from List A or one document from List B and one document from List C. So documents in List A tell an employer the identity and the work authorization of their employee, which is why you only need one. One document from List A satisfies the I-9. If your employee doesn't have a document from List A, they can submit one from B and one from C. List or column B documents talk about the identity. They tell you who that employee is. List C tells the employer whether or not that employee has work authorization. So that's why the requirement is either one document from List A or one from List B and one from List C. So as of May 1 this year, employers can no longer accept expired List B documents. Again, B is for identity. And by July 31st of this year, employers must update their current I-9s for employees who previously submitted an expired identity or List B document. So that is very important to understand. The government absolutely does I-9 audits. They are random. So you want to make sure that your I-9s are up to date. If you need any help with any of your I-9s, or you have questions about the H-1B lottery, or you're not quite sure what to do in terms of hiring someone and whether or not they're eligible for premium processing or what the best visa category for them is, feel free to reach out to me at my office. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. I can be reached at 954-903-1337. My phone number and the firm website are in the trailer to this video. And that is all I have for you all this fine Monday morning. So have a great Monday morning and have a great rest of your week. And I will see you next Monday. Bye all.